Do you have an elderly relative, grandparent or parent, and how often do you visit this person? Especially if this person is isolated, has mobility issues, doesn't work, doesn't get out very often, even though they may seem to be a bit of a pain in the ass. Yeah? How often do you visit or have contact with elderly people in general? I'm lucky enough, my work is with elderly people, and I get a tremendous amount of satisfaction and joy out of the time that I spend with them. They're an absolute wealth of information, wisdom, joy. The character is just something to behold, really, and it helps keep me very, very humble and very, very grounded in a world which really knocks you off centre, left, right, and centre. I mean, wherever you go, the speed of things at the moment, the conditions that people are working in, the conditions that people are having to manage families, and obviously with all the information that we've got through the different devices, it's easy to lose touch with reality and spin out. I mean, my general observation in this country is that we've lost touch with some of our, what the Tories would call, British values. It's not the values which they espouse. Their values are based upon their economy, about tax paying, hard work, etc. They frame the economy in a very specific way. Values go beyond finances. Finances change, and globalization changes, but real value is your health. Your true wealth is your health, and also it's about your history, about your family, about your lineage, about your knowledge, why you're here, and how you support and interact with other people in your community. Now, in this country, I'll talk about Liam Fox just after this. In this country, like I've said, there is a tendency, because of the hectic and economic drive that we're in, that we do put our parents in care homes, and and it's sometimes people think it's inevitable. We don't have much contact with them. Now, I think we need to make more of an effort. If you look at other cultures, especially Mediterranean cultures, they tend to treasure their elderly people more. They sort of like are more at the centre of things. Now, just today I've read that Liam Fox, who's a Tory candidate, never come across him before, at the Tory conference in Manchester, has suggested it's a good time to make savage cuts to elderly pension benefits, especially the heating, like the money that they get, obviously, to keep themselves warm. And his rationale for this is that they might not even remember who the government, when it comes down to 2020, based upon their vulnerability and lack of memory, they won't even remember who the last government was. So they're almost like an easy hit to save money and to bolster our military capacity in this sort of like dark Cold War picture that we're in at the moment. I think this is absolutely disgusting. I think this is some of the worst expression of Tory, right-wing, vicious Nazi ideology that you'll see, because ultimately, over the years, most of our economic success has been based around scapegoating and taking advantage of poorer people in other countries that we have no contact with, that work for very cheap labour, bringing economic success to us, because we get cheap things. Now that doesn't exist anymore. What happens is, because we're in a system which is vampiric, it eats itself. So now we're starting to turn on our own children, our own parents, our own elderly. And the ones that rise to the top are the ones who are the most brutal, most pragmatic. And they're being seen now for what they are. I don't want to have anything to do with these people. These people will be washed away. But this man and these other people who support this form of sanction need to check themselves into some form of hospital and need a lot of love, care and attention. You need to give your head a wobble. The future of this country is based on investment and belief in the young people and the support of its most vulnerable, especially those who've worked all their lives and contributed to this country be it taxes, emotional and psychological input, raising children, creating organisations, supporting other people. Those at the moment should be at the forefront, not the ones who are at the front of the line to be cut.